Hi, welcome back to Vitality Power Pilates. My name is Hope, and today we're going to be doing an 18-minute full body Pilates flow together. I'm so grateful you chose to work out with me today. All I have is my body, my mat, a soft surface, and some space where I can move my body from side to side, up and down. Wherever you are, I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started. We're going to bring those feet normal stance, about hip length apart. We're going to roll those shoulders away from the face, away from the chin, down and back. One more, inhale and exhale. This time bringing those shoulders forward and down away from the chin. Last one. Nice. From here, hands come out to the side, bring them in, tucking the elbows into the rib cage. Send them out, back in, out, back in, lengthening through the arms, letting the blood flow through the body, letting your body know it's time to start working for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep those hands out, little bend in the elbows. Hands are about 45 degrees up in the air. We bring them in front of the body, back out, squeezing the back. So almost like you have a wall that you're pushing back and you're shutting together. Creating that imaginary resistance is going to go a long way when we're just using our body weight. For 5, 4, slight bend in those knees. 3, 2, 1. Keep them lifted from here, bringing them down, hands out to the side. We lower the arm, lift through the elbow, tuck into that side. I like to call this a windshield wiper. Squeezing the biceps for 10, 9, 8, letting the movement gently creep into our body. For 6, squeeze those arms. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come down, hands to your hips. From here, we're going to walk those feet in slightly, a little bit closer, and I want you to lift the heel of one leg off the mat, bending down a little bit deeper and coming up, dropping that foot other side, lifting onto your tiptoes. So your foot should look like that, just the heels off the mat. We bend down slowly, come up nice and tall. Other side, alternating which leg as we stretch out the back side and warm up the glutes. You have 5. This is 4, slow and controlled. Lifting the foot for 3, 2, slowly bend down. Last one, coming up tall. Walking out a little bit further into our stance. Feet are a little bit wider than our hips. From here, we're going to squat it down, lift it up. Squat and lift. So the knees should be back far enough where you can see your toes. You're sending your bum back behind you. Chest is tall. For 10, 9, 8, 7, hands to the hips, keeping that chest open. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. From here, alternating which foot gets lifted off the mat. Same thing, just in a squat. So keeping the toes down onto the mat as we lift through the heel. For 10, 9, it's starting to burn. 8, 7, you can do it. 6, 5, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Working that inner thigh still, I want you to take your left leg, send it out in front of you, lifting and lowering, tapping the toe onto the ground. Lift and lower. If you have a wall next to you and you want to hold on to something, Go for it. For 5, 4, 3, pointing through the toe, 2, and 1. Bringing it down. This time foot goes out to the side. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. It's all about balance. It's slow and controlled. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. This time we're going to go to the back, tapping the toe down onto the mat as we lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 10, 9, 8, 7. Ground yourself through that leg. This is 5. Lifting through the glute. 4, 3. Tapping the toe down for 2. And 1. Bring it home. Other leg. Sending the right leg out. Tapping the toe down onto the mat. We lift and lower. Controlling that leg as we bring it down. For 8, 7, 6. Come on. 5, 4, 3. Strong legs. 2. And 1. Bring it down, out to the side. Tapping the toe down, grounding yourself through that left leg. We lift and lower. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Try and keep it slow. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it home. I'm going to face the back of my mat so you can see me. We send that leg back behind us, anchoring through that leg that's grounded again. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. My glutes are feeling this. I'm sure yours are too. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it home. From here, last thing we're going to do standing for those legs. We bend through the knees. Feet are close together. Coming down into a squat as we send the legs out to the side. So it's a clam motion, but we're in a squat. So those heels, maybe they touch as you bring the knees out to the side. For 10, 9, go a little lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, legs come together. From here, taking it down to your mat. Taking a second to stretch out those legs, I want you to come onto your back, bringing the legs up to tabletop, extend them long, holding them out here, bringing them back to tabletop. A little bit of recovery for those thighs, for the back side. You have 4, pointing through the toe. 3, abs are starting to wake up. 2, 1, stay out here. Hold it here. My core is trembling. Hold it, you can. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower them down onto the mat. Taking the forearms away from the mat. Letting your arms drop down by your side. Letting the whole body lay flat down onto the mat. We're going to bring those legs back up to tabletop and back out. Alternating which leg? Into tabletop, back out. Feet together. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them home. From here, tapping the legs down onto the mat. Getting comfy in this position, I want you to take your hands to the back of the head, lifting through the head, neck, and shoulders. Elbows out wide. We take our left leg, we send it out and home. Out and home to tabletop for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, toes are pointed, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering it down, lowering the head, neck, and shoulders. From here, bring that leg back home, lifting through the head, neck, and shoulders once again. Right leg comes up to tabletop, extend it out. Bring it up to tabletop and out for 10, 9, wrapping yourself through the midsection, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting it go down to the mat, dropping the head, neck, and shoulders. Awesome job. From here, taking the hands away from the head, neck, and shoulders, bringing the leg back home. Feet are planted onto the mat. We lift legs to tabletop, taking them tall. I want you to scoop your body to the sky, to the ceiling, lifting through that lower body, pressing down onto the mat with your hands. We lift the legs to the sky and lowering it down with control. We lift using that lower tummy. Reverse crunch. We lift up, pushing ourselves up. Come back home, 2 more. Lifting high, lowering it back home. Last one, make it count. Lift and lower. This time the legs go all the way down to the mat, keeping them about 1 centimeter off the mat. Bringing the head, neck, and shoulders up. We hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower everything down. Whew. Wrapping the hands around the body. Challenging work. It's how we get stronger. It's how we feel better about ourselves. And using our body weight is a great test. And it's a great way to see how strong we're getting. Check our progress. Peeling those hands away from the body. I want you to bring the legs back to tabletop, hands to the back of the thigh. We roll up into a seated position. From here, taking the hands back behind our body, elbows have a bend in them. I want you to lift through that midsection, taking your left leg up to tabletop, extending it long, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down to tabletop. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time, sending that leg straight, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bending the leg back to tabletop. Drop it down. Other side. We lift through that midsection, leg to tabletop, extending it long for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it back to tabletop, holding it here for 5, 4, squeeze the body, 2, 1. One more time, extend the leg for 5, 4, squeeze the thighs, and 1. Drop it back to tabletop. Last time, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Keep yourself lifted through those hands. We slowly lower our entire body down onto the mat. From here, we're going to turn on to our front side for a tabletop position. Shoulders are stacked over those wrists. Hips are stacked over those knees. I want you to come down onto your left forearm, placing your right hand in front of your body. We lift through that right leg, opening up through the hip. So our belly button should be facing the side of our mat, and bring it home, rolling it back down, hips squared to the mat. Lifting Taking our hip out to the side of the mat and roll it back home. Curl it in. 2 more. Lifting, opening up the hips, the tummy, the glutes. Roll it back home. Hips anchored, squared to the mat. Last time. Lifting, curving through that tummy, keeping that leg lifted high. Roll it back home. From here, arms stay where they're at. We bring the leg in and out. In, back out. Long legs. Lifting through the glute. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg out high, bending through the elbow of the hand that's placed down onto the mat, lifting. So bending that elbow, straightening it out. Bending the elbow, making it straight. This is full body work. If you just want to stay here with that arm straight, leg lifted, you go for it. You have 2 and 1. Coming tall, little pulses with that leg for 10. 9, we're almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it home all the way down to that mat. I'm going to switch sides so you can see me. You can stay where you're at. We're going to go to the other side. So our right hand is down onto the mat, or right forearm is down onto the mat. Left hand is placed in front of the body. We extend through the left leg. Hips are squared to the mat. From here we lift, opening up through the hips, and bring it home, curving through the midsection, hips square to the mat. Lifting up those hips, bringing it down, hips square to the mat. 3 more. Lifting through the hips, extending through the leg, and bring it back home. 2 more. Lifting here, opening up that body, holding it high, bring it home, curl it in. Last time, we lift, we hold, breathe. Curling the body back down to the mat. From here, the leg is going to come in and out. In and out. So the hips are square to the mat. You're balanced through that upper body. Your left arm has a little bit of a bend in it. You're extending that leg for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it out here. We lower through the elbow of the left arm and lift. Lower and lift. Squeezing the tricep. Again, if you just want to stay in this position without bending through the elbow, by all means, do what works for you. You have 4, 3, 2, last time, bend that arm, bring it up home, little pulses with that back leg for 10. 9, gazes to the top of the mat. 7, 6, 5, point the toes. 4, 3, 2, squeeze those glutes. This is it. 1, bring it home. Knees coming back home, taking those hands up back to a tabletop position. Extending your body long. Taking child's pose, coming out, taking the hands above the head, pulling on that upper body. Inhale with me. And exhale out. One more time. As we inhale, we lift back up to tabletop. And exhale, come to a seated position. Maybe it's crisscross. Whatever works for you. From here, taking your hands to your knees, rolling the shoulders away from the chin. Taking the hands up, heart center, breathe with me as we inhale some goodness, some positivity, and some loving energy towards our body, because we just finished a beautiful Pilates class. I'm so proud of you for showing up for yourself. Gently open those eyes, give yourself a little round of applause, and I will see you guys in the next workout. Bye.